is going to be an amazing call. I know I say that a lot, but this is really incredible. We have someone that sold over $127,000. Basically, they made over 120 grand in a single month, and they use CRM leads, and that's it pretty much. So we got Tobe Oraegbu, right? Did I say that right?
Oh, that works. I'll take that.
All right, perfect. So Tobe Oraegbu, he's freaking insane, guys. This guy is an absolute legend. He's only been here 4 or 5 months, and he's destroying everybody and destroying like everyone's expectations about what's normal and what's not. And he's got a lot of different good pieces of advice. But Tobe, you can hear me clearly, right?
Correct.
Fantastic. I know everybody on this call is super excited. We got 20 people, more people coming. Everybody drop a 777 if you're super excited for this call with Tobe, okay? And drop some questions as well, because we got a lot of questions for you. So first thing, Tobe, is what area are you in right now, and are you running business right now on a Sunday?
Yes. I'm actually in Massachusetts, the state of Massachusetts right now. Yes, and I'm running.
You're out there running, dude, on a Sunday, grinding, and you said you just had an appointment, right?
Yeah, about an hour and a half ago.
Perfect. And how much did you make on that?
$2,000.
$2,000 in an hour? Are you crazy? That's crazy, huh? That's insane, dude.
Yeah, I'm not complaining.
Best business ever, guys. This is insane. So, you're in Massachusetts right now. What areas do you typically run?
You mean like the states, right?
Correct.
The states that so New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts. And then my resident state is North Carolina. So a while ago, I used to run North Carolina.
Gotcha. So you're from North Carolina, and then you're taking travel trips, I'm guessing, to Jersey, Massachusetts, and Pennsylvania.
Yes, it used to be travel trips, but now I basically bought out my lease in North Carolina because I'm never home, so there's no point in being there. But yes, so I travel to this side and just run those states in like a circle, basically.
In a circle. That's awesome, dude. So you got it planned out. And so people want to know, well, actually, first of all, how long have you been with Family First Life?
This is my 5th month.
Your 5th month?
Yeah.
Your 5th month. And and what month were you in when you sold your 100K?
So that was April.
That was April. So is that your 3rd month or 4th month?
4th month.
4th month, dude. So
yeah.
Your 4th month ever in FFL, you did 100K.
Correct.
That's insane, dude. So did you have that plan when you joined FFL, or you're just like, I'm just going to run as hard as I can, and whatever happens, happens?
So yes, I did have that was obviously a goal of mine, but the bigger goal was obviously how fast I could hit Hall of Fame to get it out the way. So Hall of Fame was, is the ultimate goal. But then I didn't want to be in, December and, scrapping for that, the last few submit to get a Hall of Fame. So the big motivation was how fast I can hit it. So that was a big motivation behind that month.
Gotcha. So see, guys, that's a mindset you can inherit from Tobe. Is like, hey, let's just get Hall of Fame ASAP. Get it out of the way. Like, just get it quickly. Like, he'll just go super hard. For a couple months, just hit it super, super hard. And that way, he knocks it out way quicker than someone who's like, let me just hit 20, 30K and hope that I hit it. So that's incredible, man. And I love hearing that, because you're going to hit it super quickly. And then, is it true? So this is what everybody wants to know. Is it true that you pretty much, I'm sure it's possible you use other fresh leads, but is it true that you pretty much just use CRM leads to sell the 127,000? Is that true?
Very, very correct. Yes.
Okay, so was it 100% CRM?
Yeah, 130% CRM.
130%.
CRM. Yes.
And what percentage of your leads would you say are direct mail leads, like in the CRM?
Direct mail, is that just the mortgage, or what?
Anything in the CRM, like anything in the CRM, like that's direct mail. Did you really use those at all?
I mean, no. So not zero. You mean direct, where they actually fill it out and send it in and all that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like zero, maybe 1% of the old mortgage, basically.
Pretty much zero. That's insane, dude. So are you guys hearing that? So you literally just use All you did was use the instant internet and the aged internet leads, and that's it.
Correct.
Holy crap, guys. I mean, that's game changer, guys. These leads are the future of the company. So if you're not using these leads, you're going to fall way behind, okay? Because this is the future, and we can generate like 40,000 a month with a snap of a finger. I think 40,000 a day. I'm sorry, 40,000 a day with the snap of a finger. So like, and then he's running in the areas that have all these leads, so he's got unlimited lead flow. So he's got unlimited opportunities. You're not some amazing magical closer, right? You just run the numbers.
The numbers, very, very, very correct. Just the numbers.
So you don't close everybody that you sit with, right? You're not some magical closer.
Nah, God, I wish, man. But actually, funny thing is, I think it was 2 days ago, I was actually 0 for 3, like 3 back-to-back appointments, and then I closed my 4th one for like $3,000 AP or something like that. So no, I don't close everybody.
Look at that, guys. See, he's got the same close ratio as me, which is like, not that good. So so if he can do it, like anybody can do it. If I can do it, anybody can. If I have the same close ratio, then anybody can do it. You know what I mean? So anybody on this call can just buy a bunch of internet leads and go to Pennsylvania or go to the East Coast. Like I know North Florida has a ton of leads. Just go to those areas that have a ton of instant internets and just go make, $20,000 a week like Toby, right? So so what would you say your favorite lead type is?
I would say that the favorite is instance, but that's actually now the least volume that I run, just because in the territories I'm running, I've beat those up. Like if they come, it's not too many of them. So I run, the bulk of what I run now is the 1 month internet and the 3 month internet leads. And then I would then whatever instants are available, I would pick up.
So you would love to get your hands on some instants, and if you get your hands on them, you just grab them immediately. But you're actually crushing it and making a huge amount of production just off of aged leads, like these 3-month-old, 2-month-old leads.
Yep, that's about 80% of my business right now is older leads.
Holy crap! So guys, 80% of his business is aged internet leads. Are you guys hearing that? I mean, I don't know what, like, and this guy did 100. You made $127,000 in commissions in 1 month, and all you did was do aged internet leads. I mean, that's something that anybody can do. Like anybody can access the CRM right now. We have over 2 million leads in the CRM, and just do exactly what you did. And it doesn't need to be fresh. It doesn't need to be amazing. $80 to whatever leads. Like, just go spend $3. You're talking about three. How much are these leads that you're buying? Like, how much do they cost per lead? And we got Jordan coming on too.
3 and 4. So $3 for the 3 month and $4 for the 1 month.
So you're telling me you're making $100K a month and the lead cost is $4 a lead, dude?
Yes, definitely.
Oh my gosh, dude. I'm like blown away, guys. Seriously, like that's unbelievable. We're the best business ever. Where else can you do that? By the way, we have a special guest here, Jordan Lowry. Jordan, I'm gonna keep going with a couple questions and then we'll have Jordan finish up. But Jordan, can you hear me? Okay. All right, he's walking. He hears me. He's just giving me a thumbs up. But guys, that's incredible. First of all, that's incredible. So let's see. We have a question from Stephen Miller. He's asking, how many appointments do you run per week?
So generally speaking, I like to be anywhere between 30 appointments all the way up to 45 appointments, depending on the week and depending on what I'm going for. But obviously 30 is what we preach on a minimum. You want to have 30 appointments. And then, if I'm going for a heavy week or a push week, then I try to get that number up to 40 appointments, a little bit above that.
Gotcha. And how important is it to hit those appointment numbers? Like, what if you just book like 7 on, like, so far on a dial that you book 7, you're like, you know what, that's enough. I'm gonna call it quits now. Like, is that, do you ever do that, or you're very firm on hitting those specific numbers? I need to hit 30, otherwise that's like, I'm not gonna finish the dial day. Like, no matter.
Correct. I don't have the liberty to do that, man. I don't think I'm good enough by any stretch, So I think the only thing I depend on I don't depend on skill set. I don't depend on verbiage or what I can say or closing tips. The only thing I know works guaranteed 100% of the time is the numbers, So I know the numbers. I know if I book X, I'm going to sit down with X, and then I'm going to, close X, and then it's going to be X result. You know what I mean? So no, I always have to hit the numbers that I set.
Wow. So you're just very like, hey, I got to hit these numbers. I don't care. It's like sometimes Sean makes a joke. He's like, pretend someone's going to like, do something to your dog if you don't, like, they're going to harm your dog if you don't get this done. Right. And I actually used that mindset last dial day, and I had like 12 booked, and I'm like, well, it's already almost 7. Right. And I just said, Alex, I'm going to dial till midnight if I need to. And I dialed till like 10:30, and I booked the 16. And,
strong.
so, but that's the same mindset. You know what I mean? Of like,
Yeah.
hey, we're gonna and dude, Sean just has the right. He just fills us with belief and fills us with the right mindsets, and he really wants us to win. And he's like, you have to take this super serious if you're gonna get the results that Tobe gets. So or someone like Tobe, you don't leave the dial day if you have like 10 book. You're not satisfied with that because that's not gonna help you hit your goals, right?
Tobe, what's the earliest you've ever booked an appointment and scheduled an appointment, and what's the latest you've ever booked an appointment? Like, what time were you dialing it, and then what's the latest you've ever scheduled it or got out of the house?
So the earliest I've actually set an appointment for was 6:45 a.m. The earliest I've started dialing was 7 a.m. The latest that I booked an appointment for was 11:30 p.m. And the latest I've dialed till was 9:30.
Okay. And so what time are you starting on average on Monday and Thursday? Are you starting at 7:15, 7:30, 8, 7? What time are you on average are you starting?
So 7:30, generally speaking, I am a tiny bit flexible. It has to be between 7:30 and 8 o'clock, but it can't be past 8 o'clock. So 7:30, between 7:30 to 8, I'm making my first dial.
Okay. So what do you do before you dial? Do you wake up at like 6:30 or 7 and then you're dialing, or are you waking up at 4, going to the gym? Are you dropping off kids? Like, what does that look like for you?
Well, no kids, but I wake up 5, get the workout in, scripture, all that stuff. And then the night before, I already have my game plan from a lead flow standpoint for the next day. If I'm transferring stuff to phone burner, it's already in phone burner, ready to start being dialed. So the next morning, I'm just working out, doing what I need to do, personal development, and I'm hitting the phones 7:30.
I love that, because I think sometimes what a lot of our new producers do is they make a mistake of, getting ready to dial at 7:30 a.m. and then they're like, oh, I got to get my leads ready, or I got to get this ready. And that's the largest mistake that you can ever make, because you're not waking up with intention, right? So
Correct.
what's the most amount of appointments you've booked between 7:30 and 8:30 a.m.?
Oh, you mean like on a dial day is what you mean? Or you mean in the field?
Yeah, in your first hour dialing, what's the most of, because like I know like between 7:30 to 9 a.m. is probably worth $200,000 for the year. Like if you only like if you start dialing at 9:15, like you're literally have no shot. So I just wanted to know, what's the most amount of appointments you've booked that first hour, 7:30 to 8:30?
So 7:30, I haven't calculated something, but 7:30 to 9, I've booked 8 appointments within that time frame.
Let's go, dude.
7:30 to 9.
That's strong, dude.
It's strong, but it makes sense. Like, it's the best time to dial. Telemarketers aren't dialing. Like, I always believe that between 7:15 to 9 a.m. and then between 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Like, people like if I called you, Tobe, and you answered the phone and it was 10 o'clock, like if you were sleeping, you wouldn't answer the phone, right?
Facts.
So
correct.
if someone answers the phone and it's like, hey, do you know what time it is? Be like, yes, they have me here till 11. Sorry, I didn't get to you earlier. Whatever. They. That's something Grady has always taught me, is it's not me, it's they. They have me here till 11, or actually, I'm just getting started. They have me here till 3 a.m. I'm glad I caught you early, right? Hey, I'm sure you understand that some people work third and fourth shift, Miss Linda. I actually just got my shift started, but real quick, we had your date of birth as February of 63. Is that true? Yes, that's true. Okay, perfect. And you're rolling, right?
Yeah.
I think what everyone wants to know, Tobe, is they want to hear you, like, I've heard people say this a lot, right? The sale is made in the first 2 to 3 minutes at the table, right? Right when it's like from the door to the table, the sale's made within 2 to 3 minutes, right? Like providing
Correct.
structure, setting the table. Can you go over, so you meet me, you walk, you get in the door. Can you go over your first 2 or 3 minutes of setup with us all?
Yes, 100%, Jordan. So my first three, I do book a stack of appointments, but to your point, within the first within the first 2 to 3 minutes, I'm actually either respectfully walking out from the home or I'm gonna sit down with a family. So that's why I need a lot of appointments, is because a good bit of the times I'm literally walking out the home in the first 2 minutes. So there are a few key things that I like to go over in the first. So my entire structure would be this: we get in the home, a very natural rapport going to the table. It could be anything. I don't like silence when we're walking to the table, so I just like to break the ice and talk about something. Could be the dog.
Talk to us, or tell us what those few questions are that you ask, because there's usually probably the same 3 or 4 questions, right? So like,
yes. So it would be, how long have you guys lived here?
Love it.
Any kids? Are they local? So things I'm actually really gonna need. It's not rapport just for rapport, but things I'm actually gonna need. So how long have they lived here? How long have they been together? If they say like 45 years, I make that a big deal, because that is a big deal. People don't make it past 5 years in marriages this day, so I give them a pat on the back on that. And then once we sit down on the table, it's kind of like straight to business. So my transition out of the rapport stage would be, all right, guys, to just get you up to speed. We had received the request that you guys had sent in.
I think we lost you.
It's okay. He'll be back here in a sec. And then, I mean, he's crushing it, guys. This call is amazing.
So this is unbelievable. If you guys are taking notes, if you're not, go grab a note. But so how long have you guys been here, right? And they say whatever. Okay, well, what brought you to the area? Was it work or family, right? And then you're making mental notes of who lives in the area, what brought them here. You're getting to know them. You're building rapport, right? Did you move from across the country, or whatever? If it's mortgage protection, was this a refinance or a new purchase? Does it feel like home yet, or are you still running into the walls at night? If it's mortgage protection, people love to talk about their home, right? They love to talk about their family, what brought them to the area, how long they've been in the area. So you don't want to build fake rapport. You want to use questions that you're going to need. I hope this is helping, but you're going to use questions that you're going to need in the financial inventory sheet, and to gain ammo and gain more knowledge about your clients. So go ahead and drop any. Yep, exactly, Billy. Family, occupation, recreation. I lost it. Me. I don't know what me is, but I guess what they like to do for fun, right? But so we'll get him back on here in just 1 second. But when you're walking in the door, right, it's straight to business. It's rapport while you're walking. It's shoes on or off. And then when you get to the table, it's, hey, obviously you guys sent in a request. Let me ask you this. Did you guys lose someone close in your family, or was it just someone you knew, right? You're making a statement kind of with a question. Everyone's lost someone in their life. And so you just want to really lead them to why they filled this out, and make sure you get that intentional question built. There should never be any, like when you're nervous, like I was, when I was selling, there was a lot of things that can go wrong. But when you get into your 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th appointment, and you say the same thing, how long have you guys been here? Oh, what brought you to the area? Get them talking. If you notice something really, really cool, like a $200,000 NASCAR on the wall, or you notice some family pictures. Oh, this is your family. They are so beautiful. Compliment their family genuinely. That's always huge. Tobe, you back?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes, sir. We got you loud and clear.
Okay, God. I think it was the heat messed up my phone for some reason.
That's funny.
No, my bad.
It was the heat off all those deposits.
I guess, yeah. But so my bad. I was basically saying, so the setup for me would be, once we go through those questions, we sit down on the table. I kind of just transitioned saying, okay, so guys, just to get you guys up to speed, we received the request that you guys have sent in online to our office. Now, most families that send this back in are kind of concerned about three major things. The first one would be, God forbid, something happened to them yesterday. They wanted to make sure X amount is coming to the family today to cover funeral costs and all of those expenses. The second biggest concern for a lot of families, they want to make sure that if they passed away, they have some sort of income being replaced to at least guarantee that the family has food on the table, and a roof over their head. The third biggest concern is a lot of families want to make sure they can leave a legacy behind. That way, when they pass away, they give their family a head start. Out of those three big concerns, Jordan, what was your biggest concern?
Wow. So that's powerful. So you're hitting on the top
Keeping
three
the
reasons.
house.
Okay, so you said keeping the home.
Yes, keeping the house and making sure if I don't wake up tomorrow that they can stay in this house.
Perfect. Now, Jordan, let me ask you this. Now, this is obviously you and your spouse, Mary, but if something happened to the both of you guys, who would be responsible for all of this?
Probably my sister, Brittany.
Your sister, Brittany. And where is she out of?
She lives in Mesa.
Mesa, okay. So she's not local, basically.
No, she's 6 hours away.
Okay, so if something happens to you yesterday, she has to take off work, fly out here, and figure things out to help take care of this home. Is that correct?
I guess I never thought of it like that.
Got you. Now, is she married? Does she have kids of her own?
Yeah, she has 3 kids.
Okay. Is she married?
Yep, she's married.
Okay, so Jordan, she has responsibilities of her own. Is kind of what I'm taking from what you're saying, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so that's probably why you had filled this out and sent it in, correct?
Exactly.
Got you. Now, Jordan, a couple more questions for you, just so I can best guide you while I'm here. Now, I know obviously you want to protect Mary. Was there anything specific that triggered this for you? Because you've done the wise thing. If not, I wouldn't be here. But prior to me coming here today, was there something that triggered it? Did you lose a family member, a friend, a brother?
Yeah, well, it wasn't a brother, but my grandfather passed away 4 months ago, and I just haven't been able to really sleep thinking about all of it.
Got you. So you were basically like, oh, well, you know what? I'm not getting any younger. I need to put something in place yesterday.
That's exactly right.
Correct, Jordan. Now, you look young, so don't take that the wrong way. You look pretty young. All right, so we would be able to help you guys out with that today. But before we jump into anything, guys, just so you guys know you're not talking to a crazy person, here's my license, resident license through the state of, North Carolina. I'm also licensed in XYZ states. Now, very importantly, I'm a state underwriter and a broker, guys. So I don't work with one insurance company. Okay. All that means for you guys is I can take a look at your situation and find out exactly what works best. And Jordan, I can't stress that enough, is because today I've helped out 3 different families already, and all of them had 3 different situations. So for one family, I had to go with Americo. For the other family, I had to go with AIG, because every single person has different needs. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay. So Jordan, there are 2 things we're going to do today. We have 2 major objectives to help you with. That way, if something happens, you can accomplish the goal of making sure your family is taken care of. The first thing is going to be health. Nothing else comes before that. It doesn't matter if you want to protect the entire home. It doesn't matter if you want $1 million or $10,000 of coverage. So we have to make sure you qualify for the plans first. We're going to do a HIPAA form, which is for your medical records. That is tied directly with your social security number. Once we verify that, everything's going to come back either approved or declined. If they decline, I pivot to a different company. If they approve you, amazing. We have options. That's all that means. The second objective we have today is that whatever we actually set up in place, meaning the policy that we set up in place for you today, Jordan, we have to make sure that that is something that's financially comfortable. Unfortunately, I'm not just going to come here and set something up for you if I'm not sure that you can afford that month to month. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay. So we're going to make sure that what we do today here fits in your budget long term. Now, after all of that, I'm going to show you about a few options, 2, 3 options. All you do is you let me know which one makes the most sense for you, Jordan. I'm not the insurance company. I can't approve you. So we're going to send up an application to the insurance company. They're going to verify you are who you say you are. They're going to verify your social, your medical records. They're going to verify a banking institution that is legit, no sort of fraudulent activity. They're going to make sure you haven't killed nobody, you didn't escape from prison. As long as all of those things come back checked off, congratulations, you're going to receive a policy in the mail, typically within 21 days, sometimes even less. If they decline you, do not worry. I will give you a call, let you know exactly where we stand, and we can pivot to a different company. Does that make sense?
Dude, I just like, I want to buy some insurance right now. That was awesome. That was incredible. Literally, it's 3 minutes. It's 3 minutes and it's either yes or no. It's 3 minutes and it's yes or no. It's 3 minutes and it's yes or no. And let me ask you this, Tobe, how did you practice that? How did you get better? If someone's brand new, how can they improve?
Yes. So 8 to 5 in my car, all I listen to is training. So the funny thing with that is when you listen to, and Jordan, I've watched your video several times as well, but when you listen to people like Steve G, Easton, Jay Conan, I pour into those guys all day. If you listen to Steve G talk all day for 5-8 hours, I mean, you're going to sell some insurance. That's kind of the way it works. So I think the mental repetition, more than even saying it, I've listened to it more times than I've even said it, in my opinion. So yes, that's what I would recommend is just tap into training. Even when it gets boring, still listen to training.
Did you practice at all in front of the mirror? Did you practice and record yourself? Did you role play?
Yeah, so I did the mirror thing, and I still do once in a while in front of the mirror. But generally speaking, on my drive to my car, on my drive in my car, I'm saying it, or I'm either listening to train or I'm saying it. So I can either turn down the volume and just start ripping it out myself, or I can just tap into listening it myself. So
that's awesome, dude. That's what I tell Gage Pearce says all the time. He says the most successful people here at Family First Life do two things. They're extremely resourceful and they practice. They're extremely resourceful and they practice. So my last question for you before I get off, Tobe, is this, man. If someone started last month, if they started in May, okay, and this is their first full month or their second month in June, okay, how do they issue pay 400 grand? How do they hit Hall of Fame? How do they earn a red jacket? And how do they walk that stage and just work in here for the rest of the year? Give us the roadmap to success.
So the first one would have to start with belief. Obviously, you have to work on the belief. The way you get belief is by doing it. So by taking action, you honestly don't get too much belief by listening to training. So what I would say is just take massive action. You want to spend at least $2 grand a week on leads, and then depend on the numbers. Don't depend on anything else. Even if you close at 50%, you can still hit Hall of Fame. That's my belief. Just work the numbers. Invest $1 grand in leads for 2-3 days in the field. So that would be $2 grand a week. And protect your downtime. If you're running internet leads, have the right expectations. You're going to be on the phones for longer times, but then the field's going to be, generally speaking, easier for you. So just work hard, tap into training every day, invest in leads, and the result will come from that.
So $2 grand a week in leads, $8 grand a month. If someone brand new comes in and they spend $2 grand a week in leads, mm-hmm. and you're going to coach them, Tobe. So they're going to work mm-hmm. with you. Mm-hmm. What can they expect from you? What can they expect to learn from you? And what can they expect to issue a week?
So I think the main thing, and we're all still learning. So what I would emphasize would be the biggest thing would be taking the emotion out of it. If they put down $2K a week in leads, they would quadruple that. You know what I mean? So the expectation would be to deposit at least 10 grand from that. And that would be an $8,000 in clean profit on a low end. It's kind of what I would say.
So spend 2, issue 10, mm-hmm. deposit mm-hmm. about 7,500 or 8.
Correct.
And what does that look like hours wise for them? Like, so they're dialing at 7:30 to whatever mm-hmm. it takes. And then
Correct.
in the field, are they running 6 a.m. to 11 p.m.? Is it 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.? Is it 9 a.m. to 8? What does that look like?
So 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. That would be the recommendation. 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 2K a week in leads.
You can't Hall of Fame.
That. Correct. You can't fail.
I agree. I agree. So it's 48 hours in the field, right? 4 12-hour days. Now most of it is just driving, listening, training, talking. Literally, it's sitting in the air conditioned car. Like, we're so spoiled. I'm like, we get to sit in a Toyota Camry or a Honda or a Lexus or a Mercedes or a Buick or whatever, and you literally sit in air conditioning and drive around. So I'm at the airport right now, so I gotta go, guys. If you guys can hit some of the questions in the comments about how to structure the business, Toby, dude, I cannot wait to meet you, bro. I'm so excited to see how you do it.
Same thing, man. Same thing.
Let me know you guys need anything, okay?
All right, talk to you soon.
Boom. Thanks, Jordan. Absolutely crushed it, as usual, right? All right, Toby, we're pretty much going to wrap it up, but I got a couple more questions just because we want to make sure we hit these before we hop off because, I mean, you're a legend, bro. So we want to make sure that that we share what you do. So I think the number one question people had, and then somebody asked about the business side of it as well. But when it comes to dialing, how many leads do you buy of the 2-month, 3-month, 1-month-old internet leads per dial day? And how many dials do you make, like, minimum to hit your targets? And max, like, how much will you make? Will you just keep going?
Yeah, so honestly, I do not calculate, and I don't know if I should, maybe I should. I don't calculate how many leads I buy, just because I'm buying a variety of them. What I calculate is how much I spend on leads. So I would want to spend, regardless of what lead type it is, I would want to spend a total minimum $2K a week on leads.
Gotcha. So basically $1,000 per dial day. And do you like to run Friday, Saturday, Sunday as your biggest days?
Yes, weekends, obviously, power days.
Gotcha.
Strong weekends. Yep.
Okay, cool. And then when you're on the phone with someone, we can kind of go into the phone script pretty quickly. But
of course,
as far as objections, when someone says, because you're working older leads, they might say, I already have insurance, or they're like, I don't need it anymore, or take me off your list. How do you handle those very common objections on the phone?
Yeah, so the best way I handle objection is literally having more leads. That way I don't care too much. So honestly, that's my biggest way of handling objections. But if whatever objection people give me, same thing almost for the most part is I say, perfect. Actually, that's the purpose of my call. So if a client said they forgot, they said, oh, I didn't send that in. Well, Mary, perfect. That's actually the purpose of my call. I am the local state underwriter reviewing all of these requests, but this was the one you had sent in online a little while ago. You had put down your date of birth as 10/10/65. I'm assuming that's correct, right? She's going to say, well, yes. Okay, perfect. Now, Mary, it also looked like you put down your delivery address for the information at 2300 South Boulevard. That's got to be correct, right? She's going to say yes, and then I jump right in. Okay, well, I'm sure you read on there, Mary. It's all non-medical, so there's no blood work. I'm not going to have you pee in a cup. As your state underwriter, I just have to come out there, verify ID, and let you know what options you have available to you. Are you working, retired? Then I just jump right in. Jump right in.
Boom. So that's basically your phone script too. How do you start the phone script? So if you call me, ring, 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 and I say, hello, what's the first sentence you say?
Alex?
Yep. Who's this?
Alex, this is Toby. I was actually getting back to you here really quickly about that request that you had forwarded it online into my office for the state-regulated life insurance programs. This was the one you had put down 10/10/65 as your date of birth. I'm assuming that's correct, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Alex, you also put down that you wanted the information delivered to 2300 South Boulevard. Is that still correct?
No, I don't live there anymore.
Okay, perfect. So that's the updated address that we had on file. But go ahead and correct me. Where do you want the information delivered to? What address was that for?
123 Success Lane, Mesa, California.
And what's that zip code?
95555.
Okay, perfect. So Alex, again, like I said, my name is Toby, and I'm actually just a local state underwriter assigned to help you out with this. Like I'm sure you read on there, man, it's all non-medical. So you're not going to have to pee in a cup or do anything fancy like that. As the state underwriter, they just have me verify an ID and get you the options that you requested. Now, Alex, let me ask you this. Are you married or are you single?
Single.
And you have any fancy little ones running around in your house with you, or is it just you?
It's just me.
Okay. Now, Alex, are you working or are you retired?
I'm working.
Okay. Is that like a traditional 9 to 5, probably?
Yeah, I work like 9 to 7.
Okay. Well, that's actually pretty decent on my schedule. So what I'm actually gonna do for you, Alex, is they have me shut out there tomorrow. I don't have a 7. I don't have a 7:30. I'm gonna do you a quick favor. Squeeze you in about 15 minutes between 8 to 8:15. Is there any reason you wouldn't be home at that time?
Oh, you have to come out here? Can't you just drop it in the mailbox?
God, I wish I could. That would make my job a lot easier. But no, they require, as you state underwriter, they require me to actually validate your ID, make sure you are a real person, avoid any sort of insurance fraud going on, and get you the options you request. So, Alex, again, like I said, I can't do a 7. I can't do a 7:30. I can do you a favor, squeeze you in about 15 minutes between 8 to 8:15. Any reason you wouldn't be home at that time?
Not that I can think of.
Not that you can think of it, or you will definitely be home. Which one? I need more clarity on that, Alex.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll definitely be home.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to put you down. Now, very quickly, I want to give you a security code. This is for your security. Go grab a pen and paper. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay. I'm driving. Can you just like text it or something?
Okay, so I will not text it to you, but you can just promise me that you're going to remember that it's going to be between 8 to 8:15 tomorrow, correct?
Yeah, 8:15 tomorrow. That's right. That's right.
Okay, perfect. Now, Alex, just to make sure I don't get lost, is 2300 going to be on the mailbox, or is that going to be on the top of the house or something like that? Where is it going to be?
It's on the house.
And it shouldn't be hard for me. It shouldn't be hard for me to find this address, right?
No, it's right there on the corner of Success Boulevard and whatever.
No, that's fine. Now, is it okay if I parked in the driveway, or do you need me to park on the side of the street?
Yeah, you can park in the driveway.
Okay, now your car is going to be in the driveway, right? Your car, you're going to be parked in the driveway?
Yeah.
Okay, but there's enough space for me to park in as well, right?
Yeah, there should be plenty of room.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, Alex, I got you locked in. Now, last question before I let you go. Who were you intending to protect here? Was it a family member, your daughter, your kids? What does that look like?
My sister, Gabby.
Yes. Okay, your sister's going to be a beneficiary on this. Okay, well, I got you locked in, Alex. I will see you tomorrow between 8 to 8:15. I look forward to helping you out.
Oh, thank you so much for calling me. That's
For
awesome,
sure.
dude. I love it. I freaking love it. That was, dude. That's the phone script of a 100K producer off of 3-month-old internet leads. And your tactic to closing as many appointments is to overcoming phone objections is not, oh, I have some magic thing. I just buy way more leads, right? So,
Right.
Okay, pretty much we're gonna wrap up here, but we got two questions really fast. So number one is, how many dials do you typically do to get to 15 per dial day, 16 per dial day?
That's a good one. I don't calculate that. That's not a metric that I look at. I just look at because sometimes you can get that done before 2 p.m. Sometimes I have to be on the phone till 9 p.m. That's just the reality of it. So it just depends on the dial days. Some dial days are easier. Some dial days I got to dig in a little bit. So I can't say. I mean, consistently I would be over 300 dials. Consistently.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. That's at least 300. And then last question from Michael Scott. I don't know if he's from the office or who that is, but I'm just kidding. But he's asking.
I know Michael.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Michael. There we go. He's asking, are you banking half the money? Right? So you're banking? You got 100K coming in. Are you keeping at least half that money? And what does that look like for you, business expenses wise?
Well, I mean, way over half. I mean, my profit from 100, I would say was after all expenses was over 84.
Mm-hmm.
In profit. So after everything, paid for and everything like that. So.
Holy crap, 84 grand.
Correct.
And your practice company.
That's after all expenses.
After all expenses, you cleared $84,000 in a single month,
Mm-hmm.
which is actually $1 million a year if you keep doing that. And I'm sure your last company you didn't make that in a year, probably, right? So.
Right. Maybe a year and a half, but not a year.
Yeah. All right, dude. Well, that was freaking insane. Everybody, if you guys got value on the call, drop a 777 real quick before we wrap up. Thank you so much, Toby. Go crush that appointment that you have coming up. And if anybody wants to follow you or talk to you, what's your Instagram handle?
So my Instagram is ORAEGBU _ Tobe, TOBE.
Perfect.